Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. For those of you who are new here, my name is Jane. Welcome to your June 2025 tarot card reading. But before we get into the cards, I just wanted to make a very quick announcement letting y'all know that now that Saturn has officially moved into Aries, now he's conjunct Neptune. We also have Jupiter moving into Cancer this month too, as of June 9th. So if you're interested in getting an idea of how these transits are happening, how they're affecting your chart, the areas of life that will be affected, and really how to navigate these transits to kind of maximize your success with them. I do have a private reading option available for that. So all that information will be in the description box in the comment thread down below if you feel like checking it out. Now would be the perfect time to kind of get yourself prepared, especially for Jupiter in Cancer, which is his sign of exaltation, which is beautiful. So I look forward to that. So please feel free to do that. So with no further ado, let's go ahead and get into the cards. Hello Sagittarius, and once again welcome to your June 2025 tarot card reading. Let us go ahead and delve in here to these oracle cards, starting with the Animal Spirit Oracle. So what is it Sagittarius needs to know for June 2025? Okay, we have a card that says life is a mystery, which I think kind of Sagittarius is really good at treating life as a mystery. And this is one of the more adventurous qualities of Sagittarius here, where you're capable of kind of going into unknown spaces and finding joy in that, whether it's learning something or your own spirituality, or it's travel, or it's experiencing new cultures, or just meeting new people. But I think you always look at the exciting aspects of the mystery itself. And so perhaps maybe this month throughout June, there's an air of curiosity about you, right? Where you are confronted with new opportunities and there's this part of you that says, I got to know what's on the other side. I got to know what's going to happen if I take this opportunity, right? So the enthusiasm for the unknown is probably going to be quite accentuated. Now, one of the things that's really, really important for you this month is that Jupiter is moving into Cancer, which having Jupiter in Gemini for the past year, right? This is Jupiter's detriment position, so it's not the strongest position, but when he moves into Cancer, he's now suddenly exalted, and it's a beautiful position for Jupiter to be in. So I think now it is happening in your 8th house, which sometimes can be a bit of a challenge, but I think all in all, having Jupiter in exaltation kind of opens the channel for greater blessings and greater benefic effects, which of course Jupiter is one of our biggest benefic planets. So I think there's going to be some real positive things that come from that particular transition over the course of the next year. But let's see what else comes through here. We have, the journey, which life is a mystery, the journey. And maybe that's just how you're treating life right now, is just a journey. And there's maybe, I'm not saying you don't have a destination. I think, sure, you do have a destination in mind. But I think you're also really, really okay with just enjoying the process, enjoying the journey, enjoying the learning that comes with what you're trying to do. And there's no judgment, there's no harshness. You're not being hard on yourself. You're just sort of going with it. And I think, there may be an element of like grabbing the bull by the horns to a degree, but I think it's humbly, right? You're not grabbing the bull by the horns trying to control everything. It's that you want to show up every day and you want to give your all every day because the journey is worth it and the overall outcome is also worth it. So let's see what comes through with the tarot cards for you. What is it that Sagittarius needs to know for June 2025 with the tarot deck? Let's see. We have the High Priestess, the Eight of Cups, and the Two of Wands. Okay, so this High Priestess, I think, really does speak to Jupiter entering Cancer. Now, keep in mind that happens on the 9th. And we also have Mercury coming into Cancer as well on the 8th. Just looking at her, one of the things that Jupiter in Cancer speaks to is kind of an illumination of things that are very deep within our psyche, right? Deep within our subconscious mind. Remember, Cancer is ruled by the moon, and the moon is that sponge that really keeps and holds on and retains all the information. And sometimes we have things operating in the background that we really just don't even know is going on, right? We don't know that this quote unquote program is operating, and it's kind of either hindering us in some way or it's keeping us in some type of a pattern or something like that. And the High Priestess is saying it's time for this information to be let out. It's time for you, Sagittarius, to be privy to what it is that's maybe been keeping you stagnant or keeping you in place or keeping you in some type of a loop. And not only is it going to illuminate what the issue is, but also how to find freedom from it. And I think Jupiter, of course, is going to say we need to be free from this. Not to mention, we also have Saturn and Neptune in a conjunction, which they'll stay in conjunction for a while. They'll kind of come in and out this year as they retrograde back into Pisces, and then they'll come back into Aries next year. But I think both of these transits together are very much about obstacles melting away and subconscious or deep-minded operating programs are also being eliminated. Okay, now it's going to be a slow process. I'm not saying this is happening all at once, but it's clear with the Eight of Cups that at some point in June, probably even maybe right now, maybe as we're going into the month, you're kind of experiencing this, but it's time for Sagittarius to really move on. And you may be feeling this push to go into some kind of mysterious place. And that word mystery is all magical and whatever, but it could just be like a project you've never done before. It could be kind of letting yourself fall in love, which might be something you haven't done in a long time, or it could be moving to a new city that you've never been to before, or looking for a new job in an industry that you've never been in before, so it's kind of like pushing yourself purposefully, but there's also a strength and a courage to it. And I think the whole goal with this, now this may be something that, now I say you're going to be made aware of it, but now that I'm now that I'm looking at the Eight of Cups, I'm like, well, actually, maybe not. And I'm sorry, I'm not trying to contradict myself. It's just something that just came to me. But I'm wondering if maybe it's not really so much about the illumination of the pattern, so much as it is just life carrying you in a new direction to help you break that cycle, to help you break that pattern or that karma or whatever, without maybe you even realizing. Maybe some of you are in that position where it's like you're breaking these karmic bonds and you don't even realize that this big move that you're trying to make is actually going to do just that. I don't always believe, now you may disagree with me, but I don't always believe that you have to have awareness in order to break karmic bonds, right? You can just simply choose a different life, or choose a different reaction, or choose a different path than what's normal and what you're used to. And perhaps maybe some of you are doing that. You're just simply choosing something you've never done before. And again, I feel like your curiosity is getting the best of you. It's like the universe is saying, look, here's a vision. And your curiosity is saying, well, let me see if I can make this vision happen. And I think with the vision, you automatically know that things have to be different. You automatically know that your behavior, your thoughts, the way you communicate with people, all of that has to be different in order to match this vision. You are leaning into the vision, you're leaning into the dream, and completely willing to embark upon this journey. There is no pushback whatsoever. And in so doing, this may be the very thing that breaks all of this retained under the surface kind of stuff. Now, again, some of you may have moments of illumination and awareness where you're like, oh, that's the problem. Some of you may not. But whether you do or don't, I do think those things are being broken. You're finding liberation from them. And if all you can do is focus on the dream or focus on the goal, that's good enough. Okay, you don't have to search for stuff. I'm just telling you this right now, Sagittarius. This does not have to be a time where you dig deep to try to find the problem. You do not have to do that. Either the problem exposes itself or it doesn't. But regardless, the problem will be fixed by you going after this much bigger picture. Okay? So let's see what else comes through here for you, Sagittarius. What else do you need to know? We have the King of Cups, Page of Coins, and the Magician. Now, the King of Cups feels like an emotional rock, meaning strong, stable, sturdy, even though there might be a lot of emotion. Now, Jupiter in Cancer, just in and of itself, is going to be heightened emotion, period. Cancer is a tidal wave of stuff, but it does not mean you have to get knocked down. It's also in your 8th house, which can certainly have a lot to do with, well, there's lots of different things that the 8th house brings out. There's a lot of money stuff that comes through. There's also a lot of relational stuff that comes through. And when I say relational, it could be romantic, but it does not have to be. But there's a lot of, like legal type of stuff that can come through here. We have generically, now not all of you will be dealing with all this stuff, but we have things like wills and inheritance and things like mortgages and taxes. There's death that comes through here. Now, death can be literal or metaphorical, like death, rebirth, transformation type of stuff. Sometimes, usually there's kind of a death of an ego or a death of an identity that goes on for us where 8th house is concerned. We have to be careful of our debts as well. We have to be careful of getting ourselves buried under other people's issues. Like, for example, you start dating, you get into a relationship, and then you find out that that partner has an addiction, or that partner has debt, or that partner has something that now is suddenly your problem, right? So we have to be very careful of what it is that we get buried under. Now, I don't see you getting buried under stuff because the King of Cups is so strong, but it's possible that there is some kind of a wave of stuff that comes through that you have to deal with that could be an emotional experience. But you do seem to be pretty in control here. And I don't know that anything can really knock you down. In fact, you may be the one who kind of stands up, takes that command position and starts telling other people what to do, or starts advising other people on how to get out of their mess as well. But either way, you seem to be like the unbendable one. Okay? I'm also seeing this Page of Coins as a offering of some sort, but it seems kind of trivial to me. Look, you've got big stuff going on, right? You're making big moves, you're making big transitions, you're headed in big directions, you've got a lot going on, maybe emotionally in some way, shape, or form. This to me feels a little like it's falling short. A Page of Coins. Now, sometimes a Page of Coins could just simply be a message that you receive. It could be a person that tries to come in, tries to get your attention. It could be a job offer or something like that. But I just don't know that it really matches what it is you have in mind. Like, it's so far from what it is that you're wanting. It's so far from what it is you've been calling in. This has a purpose, though, okay? This is not something to be annoyed by or irritated by. This is an indication that your efforts to call things into you, to call opportunities into you, to call money into you, that it is actually working. Now, it may not be everything you wanted, and yes, it might be a little disappointing, but you're like, well, I'm going to see the positive in this because that's Sagittarius. We got to kind of see the positive. We're going to see the positive in the page and we're going to use it and leverage it. We're going to express gratitude for this, even though we're probably going to say no to whatever this offer is. But we're going to leverage it and we're going to start to use it and say, okay, universe, I'm going to call in even more. I'm going to call in something a little bit more aligned with my vision here that I'm hoping to actualize or hoping to manifest. This is also a part of the journey, okay? It's not like we snap our fingers and all of a sudden everything we've ever wanted just falls into our lap. This is a process of really learning how to call in what it is you want and what it is you need. It's a part of the process, it's a part of the mystery, and it's a part of breaking this karmic stuff that we have going on that might be kind of lurking below the surface. I think that Sagittarius has a strong sense of belief that things are possible, a strong sense of belief that things can be however you want them to be. And even though this page is probably not something that you jump at all excited about, I think you take it in the right way and you say, okay, this is good. It's good that this came in because it means that that channel is open. I'm in a good receptive mode and I'm going to be capable of calling in something a little bit more aligned with what I want. Actually, look, Three of Cups tells me that, yeah, probably you are going to succeed in that effort. Three of Cups feels celebratory. I don't feel anything negative from this. Sometimes I get a little negative vibe, like sometimes there's gossip or things like that, but I don't really feel that here with you right now, Sagittarius. It feels like you're going to have something to celebrate. Now, this last row kind of is when we enter Cancer season. We're going to have the sun come into Cancer, and then it's going to immediately start working into a conjunction with Jupiter. So we're going to have this Sun-Jupiter conjunction, which doesn't happen every day. That's like a once a year type of deal. So we get very fortunate when that happens. Of course, Jupiter is exalted, so it's a beautiful place for blessings to come in. I think you're going to receive blessings at the beginning of Cancer season, which is the end of June. It happens on June 20th when the sun comes in. So we have a reason to celebrate. We have friends, we have connections, we have a social life. And I think, yes, going out. Now again, I don't mean you don't have to go all out, but doing something that celebrates the successes that you've had, because I think you are going to have successes through all of this. I know there's some kind of bigger stuff going on here, but I think you can celebrate your emotional maturity. You can celebrate how well you handle difficult situations. You can celebrate how grateful you are for whatever is coming in or whatever it is you're calling in. Because look what happens when you start celebrating, you immediately get something that I think this way outshines the page, like by a million miles. Like you'll take an ace every single day of the week over a page. Not that the page is bad, it just doesn't measure up. And I just don't know that it has the potential. And I don't know, like the page usually comes from another person, most likely. And it's not that the offer itself might not have potential, but there's something about the person who's offering it. Again, they also have potential, but it's like, are they doing what they can do to reach it? Do you believe in this page? My guess is probably not. Like, even if this is a company giving you a job offer, there's probably something in you that's like, I don't know if this company is going to work out. Like, I don't know if they're going to sustain. I don't know if they're going to be able to pay me. You know, that kind of thing. It's kind of just, there's something off about it. But the Ace of Coins, on the other hand, this is something that Sagittarius can grab, take, and say, okay, yes, this is something that's going to work out. And look, I think this is you here as well, the Knight of Swords, rushing in to this Ace of Coins and being like, oh my gosh, universe, yes, this is perfect. This is exactly what I want. This is this is the coin. This is the offer. This is everything that I needed to align with. This is exactly what I was calling in, right? This aligns with my vision here. Keep in mind that the whole point of all of this is to help you get out of these patterns and these loops and this karma and this stuff that has been festering below the surface. and I know I contradict myself at the beginning. I didn't really mean to. It was just kind of how the story unfolded. But it's you either are illuminated by the issue or not. But either way, this is your success story. Now, this requires a lot of nurturing. It's going to require a lot of mothering or fathering, parenting. Okay, it's a lot of nurturing here. It's going to require a lot of love and dedication and resources and energy and attention. Okay, it's going to require all of that. But this is clearly everything that you're willing to give because you really see the potential in this Ace of Coins. You see this in a way you never saw it with the page. Okay, now let's say this is a love scenario, right? This is probably someone that, yeah, they might be offering you a chance to have a relationship, but it might not really be the right thing that you see for yourself. Maybe there's nothing wrong with it, but it's just not right. Not wrong, but it's not right either. This, you're going to have that feeling of like, this is right? This is a person that I can have a life with. This is a person that I can build a future with. And I'm so glad I didn't take this out of desperation because look, here's my Ace of Coins, the one that I've been waiting for. Okay. If it's a job scenario, same thing. If it's a money scenario, same thing. It's like, there's something better down the line come Cancer season. Now, also in Cancer season, by the way, in July, I know I'm getting a little ahead of myself, but I think it applies and we need to be aware of it. July 7th specifically, this is when Uranus moves into Gemini as well. So this is a very powerful situation for Sagittarius because now you have Uranus opposition, and that Uranus energy is going to really, really shake things up. Okay, so I think Sagittarius is really on the precipice of something radically different, whether you can foresee this or not, but I think it's radically, radically different. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull out the clarifiers here. Now, for those of you who are new, I'm going to pull out like 27 more cards, and we're going to talk about those in the comprehensive, which will be found on my website, and the link for all that is in the description box and the comment thread down below. I also have like a subscription, so if you want to just automatically get these every month here, you can sign up for that, and I'll just have them in the members area every month, so you can just automatically get them. You can do that too. But let's go ahead and pull these out, starting with the High Priestess. So what is it that Sagittarius needs to know about this High Priestess for June? 10 of Coins. Definitely has a lot to do with your highest degree of abundance, and there's the blockage right there, and there's the card of Sagittarius, of course. It's a really nice stack of cards there. 8 of Cups, we have the 2 of Cups, King of Swords, Ace of Wands, beautiful. I love that with the journey and the life is a mystery card. Did I pull out 3? Yes, okay, sorry, I forgot. And then 2 of Wands, 9 of Coins, 10 of Cups, Ace of Swords. We have the World card, 7 of Swords, and the Chariot. Lots and lots of strength coming from that King of Cups, like really a lot. 3 of Coins, the Star, and the Knight of Swords. Ace of Cups, King of Coins, another page. Don't be mad about the pages. They're a good sign. 7 of Coins, 7 of Wands, 4 of Coins, Page of Wands, 4 of Wands, High Priestess, Magician, love that connection there, Strength, and King of Wands. Beautiful. All right, this is where we're going to pick up Sagittarius, so if you want to join, you are more than welcome. Thank you all so much. I hope you have a lovely June, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care.